when you tell me that you're looking for evidences, bro, here's the reality of it. You need to really humble yourself and recognize that you have brought zero evidence to the table right now. You literally just said, because there's a similarity of a jawbone, I'm ready to jump ship. That's what you just said to us.
Hello everyone. Good evening.
Hi Farhan, are you a Muslim?
Yeah, I am. But so as I was saying in the chat, I
If
used to
you're
be
a
a very
if you're a Muslim,
Yeah.
where are your salams?
Sorry.
Where is the salam if you're a Muslim?
Yeah. Sorry, it's a bit late. I'm half asleep. I'm so sorry. Salam alaikum, everybody.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, and this is
Yeah.
also for all the other Muslims and brothers hearing. You know, whenever you enter any place, even if a chat room like this, it is always good to begin your conversation with Muslims specifically by greeting of salam. This is the sunnah since Adam alayhi salam, and we should all follow this, inshallah. Okay, Farhan, what's on your mind now?
Yes.
No, he was going to say something. What were you going to say and you stopped?
Yeah. So what I was saying is basically, I used to be a very strong believer. I used to pray all the time. I mean, that doesn't make me a strong believer, but basically I used to try and follow the faith as much as I could. But around the age of maybe 18, 19, I started to feel that maybe God does not exist itself. Not regarding religion. I just believe that every religion is not true. And like few years back, something happened. So I've again started to rethink that idea where God doesn't exist. So in short, the best way I can say is my heart wants to believe in God, but my brain has some issues. In short, like the best way I could say it.
So what triggered this?
Yeah. So the first thing which made me question was regarding evolution, and I've heard a lot of talks on your channel, and the first channel I did hear was from the Muslim Lantern, and he has a almost 2-hour video regarding evolution. So I did go through whatever he spoke about and all, but it did not actually disprove evolution as such. So I still, and there are some Muslims who say evolution does not, disprove Islam.
Yeah, it doesn't disprove existence of God. So I don't know why you're getting this idea that you started doubting in the existence of God because of evolution. Because of evolution came much later. Before that, you must question where did the universe come from.
Yeah. So you just asked me what was the first reason which caused me to start thinking, right? So this was the first.
No, but it doesn't connect. You see what I mean? Evolution does not disprove the existence of God.
And do you know that Darwin was a Christian?
No. So see, okay, I'll give you some more.
No. Darwin was a Christian. His wife was a Christian.
That does not. I don't care about all that, to be honest. For me, it's regarding the theory itself. Like, for example, how do I say this? If I believe in evolution, does it mean that I cannot believe in what the Quran says? Because according to the Quran, Adam was created, correct?
Correct.
And then Eve was created from a rib.
Correct.
No, but hold on. Before you go down that route, I still want you to answer the first question I asked you. How does evolution disprove the existence of God?
No, so from what I have come to believe is that if we are Muslim, we are not supposed to believe in evolution. Some people say it's fine. Some people say no.
That doesn't answer the question. That wasn't my question at all. You are somehow connecting the existence of God with your understanding of the theory of evolution. There is no connection between the two. Because
let me help him out, because I think he's having a challenge with it. Brother, is it possible that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created evolution?
Yes, 100%.
Okay,
that's what I want to believe.
Okay, now to Brother Hashim's point, do you think that we evolved from like a fish?
Not directly, but yeah, in the long
sequence. There's your problem. So there's your problem. Your problem is that you don't believe in a creationist understanding of the world, meaning that human being, like a Homo sapien, was a creation. It did not go through an evolutionary process.
Yeah, true.
Okay,
True.
so the process of evolution is a construct of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, meaning that certain animals and like fish and stuff can change relative to their environment, but they cannot make us a species jump. Do you understand? You can't go from like a fish to a monkey to a man. You can't do that.
Okay, so you're saying within a species, evolution is fine as per Islam, but moving like a change of species is not
So
what.
No,
we don't
I'm
even
saying
we don't need to even get into that. For you to believe in God, you require certain criteria. What is your criteria? It cannot be evolution for sure. So what is your criteria for belief in God first? Let's start with that.
Okay, see again, like it just boils down to this thing that since we believe in the Quran, right, and the Quran is the word of God.
Do you believe in
So
the Quran?
nothing.
Oh,
Yes,
you believe in the
yes,
Quran?
100%.
Then you believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam with his own hands, and he created Adam from his rib. Hawa from his rib.
That's
Correct?
not in the Quran, but it's
Okay,
So that's
you need to believe that Adam was created from clay, and Allah created him by his own
exactly.
hand.
So that's what.
Yeah, from clay. But
That's got nothing to do with the existence of God, which I keep telling you.
No, but that's the thing.
So
if he already
if I
believes,
can just finish.
Hold on a second. If you already believe in Allah and you already believe in what the Quran says, then you know that what is coming to you with regards to the question of evolution and all of that, this is waswas from the shaitan. Okay, the shaitan's getting you confused. It knows your weakness, that you keep pondering upon something which you already know the contrary, the evidence to the contrary of, but because you entertain this nonsense, all right, let's be honest, it's nonsense. If you already believe in what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said regarding creation, then you know what shaitan's putting into your head is nonsense. So seek refuge with Allah from shaitan, okay, and continue to believe in what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already told you regarding his creation, rather than appealing to something that people have made up later on. And as the Sheikh said, a Christian, brought up later on to try and explain how things happened, right? When you already have the certain answer. Stick with certainty and don't allow yourself to be swayed and, tricked by ambiguity. Is that clear?
Like, do you understand where we're coming from, bro?
So this is why I started to have doubts. It's exactly what you just said. I believe in the Quran. No, please let me just 1 minute, please. 1 minute.
Bro.
Let me finish it. Because we believe in the Quran and the Quran is the word of God, if there's anything which I am feeling that might be wrong, that is why I started having doubts, where I feel something in the Quran is not making sense to me. And if it's not making sense to me, then there has to be some broader issue.
Okay, when you say it's not making sense, what you're doing is you're looking at the Quran.
Regarding evolution now,
you're looking at the Quran and then you're looking at science, and you have more faith in science than the Quran. Am I right?
Okay, a little more background. So basically, I'm a dentist. So as I went through medical school, college, there were things which, we are taught. For example, okay, just to give you one example, like the joint of our jaw, the TMJ it's called, you can trace it back up to dinosaurs, the same design.
So
what?
So it's showing how, from then on, and
you cut off there. We can't hear you.
There is connection issue.
Of a fish to an eye of a human.
We lost you for 30 seconds or something. So do you want to repeat?
Yeah, repeat what you said, bro. We lost you.
I'm so sorry.
From the jaw.
Okay,
from the jaw onwards.
Yeah. For example, the joint of the jaw, it's called the TMJ. So you can trace back the design up to dinosaurs. Similar design with obviously some differences, but you can trace it back from the time of dinosaurs to now through various animals and fossils and show how it's changing slightly. Similarly with your eye as well. You can trace. You can trace similarities to the eye of a fish to an eye of a human.
Farhan.
Bro.
Listen, Habibi, listen to me.
Seriously?
First of
This
all,
is
This is basically the concept of evolution.
look,
no,
we're
no,
not-
no, it's not.
listen,
In
Habibi.
fact,
Look,
it
It's
points
showing
to the
how
same
a thing
designer.
that
It points to the
no.
same designer. That's what it proves, actually.
It points to the
Nothing
oneness
to
of
do with
Allah subhanahu wa
evolution.
ta'ala. Because okay, go ahead, Yemeni. I don't want to interrupt your train of thought, bro. I'll wait and I'll go next.
No, I was just going to say, first and foremost, when we see these similarities, you have to understand that scientists have to make a jump between something that's similar and then trying to connect them. That's why there is this field called the missing link, right? They don't actually know how to connect it. There's a jump, right? Secondly, when we talk about, how, because part of the chain of evolution, you got to think about it. What is the common consensus of these evolutionists? They say that we came from apes. Ultimately, our direct ancestors are the apes. But subhanAllah, whenever you go into medicine, you are in the field of medicine. Whenever you do that, subhanAllah, the thing that you actually need to work on in order to practice medicine is not an ape, it's a pig. So if there is such a similarity between us and the ape, why is a dead ape not the subject of our studies? Why is it a pig? Right?
That's because of ease of getting carcasses and cadavers.
No. It's because of the similarity, actually. It's because of the
there are
similarity.
100% similarities.
Right. So now are we going to say we are descendants of pigs? No. Okay. This is not the case. At the end of the day, look, as you said, what I said about what you're going through is exactly what's happening. There is an absolute certainty, okay, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you exactly what you need to know regarding how you came to be on this earth. You are the son of Adam, okay? You are a human being. Do not degrade yourself by saying I came from a fish, okay? Don't do that to yourself, right? That's what they do. That's what the mushrikeen do, right? And the reason they have to do that is because they deny Allah, right? But you don't deny Allah, right? You affirm Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you believe in him. So even in the field of medicine, whenever you look at these things, say Subhanal Khaliq, right? This is what you need to say, Subhanal Khaliq. Look at how intricate everything is. And because as soon as you remove Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the things that you see, you're lost. You're completely lost. Because then you have to actually explain how the gum and the teeth and how this holds together, these tendons, the pain receptors, all of this stuff you have to now theorize an explanation for it. Whereas right now you already have the explanation for it. Subhanal Khaliq. Right? He is the one that created it in this way, who fashioned you in the perfect form.
Even Allah Jalla wa Ala says in the Quran, Subhanallah ahsanul khaliqeen.
And I just want to make sure I'm understanding.
Allah, the best of creators.
I just want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly, Farhan. You're saying because these creatures, the dinosaurs, had a jaw joint, and because of the eyeball of a fish shares similarity to ours, meaning the similarity of purpose, because a fish can see with their eye and we can see with our eye, you have now made a conclusion that is far outweighing all the other evidence that you have of the divinic origin of the Quran, of the messengership of the Prophet ﷺ, because that's what you're doing, bro. The brothers are right, dude. You are literally putting so much weight into what you're seeing, and you're having doubts from that, bro. There's nothing wrong with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creating the concept of evolution so that certain animals and insects and stuff can adjust to their environment. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So see, from all of this is what I believe, and so this is actually the main crux of the thing. I want to know if what I am saying is compatible. Okay, as you said, I believe in evolution, and I believe God has created evolution. Allah has created evolution.
What do you mean by compatible? By compatible, are you saying that we evolved from fish because there's a similarity?
No, see, again. So what I'm saying is fine. How do I
help me understand?
I'm not really good in phrasing my thoughts well.
Come on, man, you're a doctor. You're supposed to be good at this, man.
But I'm good at solid evidence sort of things, these philosophical things are a bit difficult for
It's
me
not a
to.
philosophical thing, dude.
What's more solid than the revelation of Allah? Give me something more solid than that.
Yeah, true.
خلاص.
Okay.
Look, say, look.
Okay.
First of all, no, Farhan, hold on a second. Say, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Okay, calm down. Look, collect your thoughts. Right, as you already said, if you rely on the thing that is solid evidence, there is nothing more solid than Kalam Allah. Nothing in the world. There is no greater knowledge or certainty than Kalam Allah, which is the Quran. Okay. So what else are you going to rely upon? You tell me. After the Quran, after what Allah has told you in the Quran, what are you going to rely upon? فَبِأَيِّ حَدِيثٍ بَعْدَهُ يُؤْمِنُونَ. After what speech after this are you going to believe in? You see how Allah is speaking to you. So tell me, after the speech of Allah, what are you going to believe in?
I keep, like, I just want to say I really want to believe, but see, regarding evolution, this was just the starter. Now my main issue is evolution is just a thing which I feel I can argue away very easily, as you all are also doing for me.
You don't have any evidence, bro.
Muris, allow me 1 second, please.
Yes.
Farhan, let me tell you one thing. First of all, Farhan in Arabic it means happy. So
yes,
you are. I wish all the happiness to you. But I'm going in here. I'm going to say something. It might shock you, but by Allah, it's the truth. I'm talking to you. If this what you studied, if what you have studied, the science and everything, is causing you to go away from the path of Allah, then give it up.
Yeah, get rid of it, dude.
To be honest with you, you'd rather live poor, you'd rather live whatever job you can take to make ends meet, but on the hereafter you'll be granted Jannah, then you live in an easy life in the dunya, and then in the akhirah you'll be in the hellfire forever.
And I will also, I'm going to marry that statement with this. What I appreciate about you, Farhan, is you're actually exploring and trying to find a solution. I really respect that about you. However, when you tell me that you're looking for evidences, bro, here's the reality of it. You need to really humble yourself and recognize that you have brought zero evidence to the table right now. You literally just said, because there's a similarity of a jawbone, I'm ready to jump ship. That's what you just said to us.
Yeah, true. That's what I said. But I'm just trying to condense it into like very simple points, basically.
Okay. So now, if you
in
keep
another
going,
way, let me say this. Okay.
Let me just conclude with this, and I'll give you the floor.
Yes,
I apologize, man. I know I'm being a little bit of a hog.
No.
But in the same amount of effort that you're putting into researching the evidences on one side, I want you to do the exact same amount of effort to research the evidences on the other side.
I have that. So
where are you stuck? Where are you at now?
Yeah. So for example, in the starting, the statement which I said, there was I've been going through a lot of Dawa channels, and the one which has struck me the most is your channel and the one by the Muslim Lantern. So he has almost a 2-hour video where he's trying to debunk evolution, and he has given a lot of articles in that. Like, he's cited multiple articles.
Was that his video with Brother Sabur?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I just know it was a 1.5-hour video to the Muslim Lantern I follow, so that's why I remember him. There was another person as well with it.
Okay, no problem. I think I know what video you're talking about, but carry on. So where you start? What are your thoughts after watching that video?
Yeah, so when he was presenting it, I was really moved by that. Okay. But so the thing is, I always try to read up. Like, whenever someone says something, I would read up on it. So he himself encourages everyone to read up on everything he's cited. So when you read all of the citations, yes, what he's saying is correct, that, a lot of scientific literature, there are redactions or retractions in what they previously said, and then they're like, okay, this is wrong, this is not what we're saying now, we believe this to be true, what we said earlier false. But not a single article not one of them says evolution is false.
Okay, so now let's pause for just a
brother,
second.
this is
Hold on, let me pause
so,
for just a second. You
no,
do
brother
have.
Muris, 1 second.
Okay, go ahead. Finish
one
it and carry on. But I'm going to table the
so
talk.
I just want to just like let all of you know, like my crux is not based on evolution. It was just like a trigger point for me to start, like, having doubts.
Okay,
like,
no problem. No problem.
Yeah.
So check this out.
I can how do I say this? I don't have too much issue because, as you said, we can believe in evolution, that evolution is a creation of Allah.
Correct.
What I do find, what I do, this is what I say. I believe that, yes, humans as we are today is created by Allah, but they were precursors to us.
No. Now you're going against the Quran.
Muris,
Hold on, Faith, 1 second before I lose my thought.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Let Muris finish his thought, and then I'm going to say something.
Inshallah. So here is your issue, bro. Your issue is that you agree. Let me actually take it even a step back before that. You said that there is no article out there that is disproving evolution. Okay? And we're trying to tell you that the entire Quran is a book that disproves evolution. Okay? So when you take a look at what the Quran says that mankind was created from clay, and that the creator is the one that created mankind. Okay? It doesn't talk about any precursors. It doesn't talk about anything that you just mentioned. Now, you have to properly define what type of an evolution are you talking about. If you're talking about a species jump, like I said, from fish to monkeys to man, that being the precursor, the Quran debunks that. If you're talking about an evolutionary concept, such as a fish needing to evolve to its environment for the purposes of survival without making an interspecies or without making a species jump, then you can visibly see that in the world.
The thing is, Darwin's theory was based on adaptionism, where species were actually adapted to their environment.
So beautiful. Brother Yemeni, you nailed it on the head. So are you confusing adaptionism with evolution? Or are you talking about evolution as in like
speciation?
Yes.
Brothers, you missed the point. Look, there is a hadith that debunks all of this.
I know, but we have to just start with the Quran.
No. The Prophet ﷺ said when Adam was created, he was 66 feet. And he said, وَمَا زَالَ النَّاسُ يَنْقُصُونَ. And since the time of Adam, people were reduced, going down. So this is the opposite of evolution. Not evolving from small to big, but from big to small. Subhanallah.
Fair enough. But he's working with, he didn't do that type of research. And, I wasn't privy to that hadith either, mashallah. But working with...
it's not 63 feet, it's 60 cubits.
60 cubits, yeah.
60 cubits. Jazakallah khair for...
And on that token, we're working with the tool set that he knows of. He knows of the Quran, right? And what the Quran tells you. So let me just paint it very clearly for you. Before you get to mankind, you already know that there is a creator of the known universe, right?
Yes.
So you believe in a creator, yes?
Yes.
You believe this creator to be Allah, yes?
Yes.
Okay. You believe that this creator revealed himself through his prophets and messengers, and you believe that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is the final messenger that contained the final revelation, yes?
Yes.
Okay, this final revelation tells you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam, yes?
Yes.
Do you believe that so far?
Yes.
Okay, then there should be no doubt whatsoever, if you believe all these things, that mankind was it's a special creation and that there's no precursors to it. There's no evolutionary thing from a bacteria to you're not going to go down that route, right?
No. So when I mentioned precursor, I was not saying like fish to human. What I meant precursor, because there are fossils of hominids, like
I understand.
human-like,
Yeah, but
man-like.
hominids are
Again,
not humans.
right. You're,
Yeah.
again,
So what
you're doing
so
a
that's what.
species
Can I
jump.
just no. So what I believe is those were precursors, that they were still not man.
You don't have
Okay,
any
and then
evidence.
Adam was the first man which Allah created and breathed a soul, a conscience into him, which before there was no conscience.
But bro, if you so just stop for a second. If you just said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created him, okay, there is no such thing as a precursor. There's no like, oh, we went from this hominid to now Adam. It doesn't make sense, dude. It doesn't make sense if something was created and something contained a precursor. It's its own individual creation. They have no link whatsoever, apart from the fact that they were both created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's no species link, dude. That's the whole argument from evolution.
Okay, guys, can I just make a quick point? So
Inshallah.
on our channel, Dawahwise, we actually had a few series of topics on evolution. I suggest you look at that, inshallah. So if you look at the playlist, it's called Evolution, and it's very easy to find these videos. One of our guests was Sheikh Al-Qunabi. You know, mashallah, he's also a medical doctor, and you can look at the evidence that he provides. Also, Brother Sabur's channel is a very good channel. So Sabur Ahmed,
Great.
so if you look at Sabur Ahmed's channel, if somebody can tap his website, inshallah, I can bring it up on the screen. He's actually an expert in this field. So you do have, browse the videos on his channel. He came many times on our channel. And in that playlist, you'll also find Sabur's take on evolution. Brother Muhammad Ali, mashallah, is a very good da'i, but he actually, I think the other person you probably saw was Sabur on his channel.
I'm positive it was Sabur. I know exactly what video he's talking about.
So it might be condensed in a small 1.5 hours, not enough for this lengthy topic. So we have a few hours discussing this topic, inshallah, and you'll benefit from that. But since you go based on data, you go based on evidence, for you, where's he gone?
Where's he gone?
Okay, maybe the internet connection, yeah. I think Brother Mansur is in the back studio.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
How are you doing, Mansur?
How's everyone? I was just listening to the brother. I just wanted to have a quick word, but he's just dropped off from the looks of
I think he sensed you coming, Mansur.
Yeah, he's back.
No, he's back, yeah. Put him on.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Farhan.
I'm so sorry. My browser just turned off on its own.
That's okay. That's okay. So, brother, if I may, I know you. I mean, I've only been listening to about 2-3 minutes, maybe, because I just came home. I want to ask you a very quick question. So, this evolution concept was a starter for your doubts, what you said.
Yes.
Where are you at the moment? I know the brother's just confirming with you about believing Allah being the creator and so on. I've got that so far. So, what sort of doubts do you have based on your scientific background? Because many of us also have scientific backgrounds, more or less, in these domains, and yet we've overcome these doubts. We've never had those doubts, so we repel those doubts because it's a matter of your paradigm, your approach, how you approach different disciplines. I mean, you don't have to be a philosopher to understand some philosophical concepts which are very core to their arguments. You don't have to be a scientist to understand the scientific methodology. I mean, you can still understand the methodologies and the scope and the perimeters of these disciplines. So you are a dentist, and you've of course gone through standard textbooks which teaches you about human anatomy and physiology and explains to you the similarities between the human and the other anatomy and physiology of other living systems. I mean, you talked about dinosaurs and so on. Now, the question I have for you is, what is the real doubt that is now you are facing at the very minute? I mean, evolution, as you know, is a very working model. A lot of people accept it as a model, and there are a lot of many other scientists that those who do not accept this as a very good working model. I mean, you have world-renowned scientists, they don't accept that this is something that's happening without any designer or a creator, and you probably know them as intelligent design people, the camp which believes in intelligent design. So it could be that evolution has processed itself through a mechanism that the creator has put in. Okay, so that's one camp. The camp that you are referring to, evolution by non-directed design, no designer involved, it just happens. I mean, that's where the problem is, to believing in something that happens with all this precision. And I mean, have you seen some of these engineering, like a cog in human living systems, and we are supposed to believe that this is just by chance? So what is exactly, based on your reading or studying these disciplines, your doubts are? Let's focus on those and see whether we can help you with this. Because as Brother Hashim just mentioned before I joined, Dr. Shoaib Malik, we brought him in our stream, Dawahwise stream, and we've given to our audience several options. So you have human exceptionalism, Adamic exceptionalism. Out of these two, the Muslims, those who think the evolution is a very concerning thing for them, they can choose between these two. There are others which goes against the Islamic paradigm altogether, because it doesn't make any sense to believe that evolution is on the other models. So where are you at in terms of your doubt?
Okay, so my doubt was, if I believe in evolution, if it is intraspecies, not interspecies, is that acceptable by what the Quran says?
Okay, so when you say evolution as if evolution, it just happened by itself, human beings is a process.
No.
What is exactly
are adapting to the environment. They're physical changes in animals, from microorganisms to us. They're physical changes which are happening.
Are you talking about evolution, or are you talking about adaptation?
Adapting.
No.
Sorry?
Are you conflating with adaptation and evolution? Or
adaptation
you're
is
really
part of
talking about
evolution.
Evolution is a mechanism in which, as Darwinian evolution, all these theories around that, is it just happens through a particular process, right? Without a processor. Is this what you are referring to?
Mutations and survival of the fittest, basically.
So this process doesn't have a processor. It just happens. Is that your model?
By what we can see, that's what it says. But what I believe is, it's at the end of the day, it's still governed by a higher being. This is what I want to believe. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, if I believe it like this.
Yeah. So you are not believing in the traditional model of evolution, the Darwinian evolution, in which it just happens without a processor, without an intelligent designer. You're saying, can I still have my evolutionary understanding and acceptance of that, while believing in a designer, a creator, God, who's directing the evolution? That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. For this model of your belief, there are two options available. And of course, you can say, look, except Adam alayhi salam, that he was a special creation, everything else, it's possible that it can come from these processes that Allah has governed. Right? So you could have taken one of those options, where human beings, the first human being was definitely created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as an exception, is a miraculous thing. Okay, just like how you would reconcile your belief and say Isa alayhi salam was miraculously born without a father. Or are you even questioning that?
No, for such things, because there is literally no way to prove it, I believe what is in the Quran.
Yeah. So you are open to the belief in exceptions and miracles, right? So this is what you should extend, just like you believe that Isa alayhi salam could be born without a physical father, from a mother alone. This is an exception that Allah has made from all the other creations. Of course, Adam alayhi salam himself is an exception. And Adam alayhi salam wasn't a product or an offspring of another parents before him, like people said, like shubha insan, human-like. Okay, you could just say he was a special creation, but for everything else of the species all around, they could have been following a process that Allah has put through in the natural world, and that's how they are. So you can believe in their evolution and the evolutionary trajectory. There's nothing wrong in accepting such a paradigm. But if you already say, I believe these are all governed and directed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you are okay to have these kind of beliefs. Okay. The moment you take Allah out, the creator out, the designer out, this is where you're going to have a red line when it comes to Islamic paradigm.